You're gonna love this.
I want to hear it. I'm objective. You're critical.
Anico at the disco.
He's positive. Join the Mixtape 615.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday,
It is the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
forever. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the Mixtape 615 podcast, and we are the voice of who? The fans. And we're going to talk to you about NSC, so lock in with us real quick. I'm your boy, Tunji, aka Young Turtle, the Soccer Face, SF Doom, the DR Kid, affectionately known as Steam Poppy Yamame Por Favor, aka Mississippi Montage on this beach in Belize, feeling cool like a summer breeze. Hey, Austin, you feeling lucky, punk? Because that's where you could find me at Lucky's 3-Star Bar, getting lit, baby.
There we go.
This, once again, is a Mixtape 615 podcast. As you can see, I'm working on that Lucky's, aka it's not quite there yet. Y'all tell me in the comments if I got it right.
That's where that Glizzy Gladiator comes, man.
Yeah, because they got some new glizzies.
They do some dope glizzies.
Menu. They got some. I tried some. Yep. The pizza
it's
hot
good,
dog,
dude. It's good.
They got burnt ends hot dog. A hot dog with nothing but burnt ends. Who would have thunk? 2025, baby. We living. Austin, tell them who you are, bro.
What's up, guys? I am feeling lucky because I'm on this podcast with my boys. My name is Austin, aka Wildmane, aka Ginger Snap. Don't cross this Ginger because he may snap. Aka the Fumbling Dublin, aka Chicky Parm, aka Redbeard, the dopest pirate in all the 7 seas. Logan, tell me who you are.
All right, guys, y'all know who it is. It's Logan, aka Beer Main, aka Manga Main, and this is the Mixtape 615 podcast, brought to you by the Mixtape 615 supporter group, the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville, in all of soccer, and all the world. You guys know. Lock in with us. Just go to mixtape615.com. That is mixtape615.com and jump in. Run this pitch with us again this year. It's going to be awesome. We are excited.
It's going to be legit.
Season. Oh, it's going to be too legit to quit. Hey,
won't ever quit, baby.
Hey. So it is the best time of the year because preseason has been underway. Yeah, I know. It's great. Liverpool is 9 points ahead with a game in hand.
What are you talking about right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just talking soccer news all over the world.
Saying we're going to bring it back to Nashville.
We are going to bring it. Did you see Jurgen Klopp over in New York? Did you see him over with the Red Bulls, bro?
I know.
Did you see that?
I don't think it's gonna be. But he does have ties there, much like several people in the EP, kind of world of things. There are plenty of ties coming back to the area of MLS, but we want to bring that MLS conversation back to Nashville because there's a few goals that have been shored in preseason, but we want to set some goals, set some expectations, not just for the team, but for our fandom and for our fellow fans. Like, what should we expect out of this year? Tunji, lead us into that conversation, my friend.
Well, where are we at, guys? The preseason's pretty much over, right? Like, we have
one more preseason.
We have one more preseason match left. We've played against the U.S. men's under 20, beat them by 3, as we should. That was expected. I'm not going to hype too much on that. But then we went into Charlotte, and
we stayed where we were, but Charlotte.
It was a 0-0 draw. No, it was a nil. Look, that to me was like it was 0-0. But you know what? We didn't give anything up. We might not have scored, but like I think that we're gonna see some slugfest with Charlotte in the coming months, years. Like I see something happening there. You guys know how I feel about Charlotte. Screw them. Love the homies over there, but like when you got my belt, all right, my pants are dropping. I need my belt back. And then we what did we do after Charlotte? Then we went into
we had Lexington. Yeah, we had Lexington come
at home. Yeah, and then we beat them. Well, I mean, Sam Surge beat them 3-0, 45-minute hat trick. So all of that just to say, like, with what we've seen so far, I think we can start putting the pieces together on what we should at least before the season starts, because we got to talk about something. You know what I mean? So let's start putting these pieces together. Like what I want from everybody right now is our realistic goals. Okay. Based off, again, what we've seen, we've talked about. If you've listened to the podcast, you know we've talked about it. Go back and listen if you haven't listened. And then we're going to talk about the unrealistic goals because we got to have a little fun. You know what I'm talking about. Logan, what you got, baby? First, give me your realistic goal and then get crazy on me.
Okay. Realistic goal. This year, we are not in Leagues Cup. We are not in CONCACAF. This is going to be the first year we're not in either of those. Or I guess rather in either one of those since Leagues Cup has come to fruition.
Which is 2 years, so it's not that long.
Yeah, 2.5 because you had the showcase.
Bro. You got the showcase. That's why we're at where we're at.
But there's a very realistic expectation of, even though we were kind of towards the bottom half of MLS last year, let's to be kind about it, we are now in MLS or US Open Cup this year. I think that it is a realistic expectation based on the moves that we have made, and we have put ourselves in a better position with a higher floor than most. It is a very real expectation and goal to walk away with hardware from that.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's realistic.
I think that's
He
realistic.
said this is how you gonna start off?
Wow.
This is your realistic goal?
This is my realistic goal. It is our one chance. And here's why you say it. Here's why I say that. So you have plenty of weeks where we will now be able to start our first team in a midweek fashion, and our secondary team, if you will, our non-normal starters on the weekends. The reason why, you have 9 teams in the East that are going to make it into the playoffs. It is almost a given that you get into the playoffs. Over half of the teams in the East will make it into the playoffs. With the way that we've set ourselves up, I almost expect us just to be able to get in. That's going to be a realistic expectation.
Get into what?
Get into the playoffs. Yeah. I don't see that as an issue for us,
bro, this guy
based on the way that we've set it up. I do, however, think that on those weeks where we have 2 separate games, one in Open Cup, one in MLS regular season, we can put our starters on that Open Cup run. It's not going to be every single week that we play those games. We can rest them on those weeks, and then we can still play them on the weeks that we're not. I think it's easy to see that. Now, as far as
an Open Cup though, is just so long that there's no break. It's not like you can rest your starters because it's throughout also most of the season.
Correct, but it's also one and done, and so all we have to do is rest them the week before.
What is more important to you, Logan? Is it
hardware,
winning the Open Cup, or is it winning? Is it getting back to playoffs?
Having a result with BJ's first year, with Mike Jacobs' 6th year, with as horrible of a season that we had last year, having a good bounce back and having something tangible to show that we're there, we would also be the first Nashville team to walk away with some kind of hardware. Think about it.
That's your realistic goal.
That's a realistic.
No, the Predators and
they went what?
They didn't win championship hardware, but they came away with hardware. Both the AFC champions, Titans, they made it to the Super Bowl, and the Predators won their conference, made it to the Stanley Cup final.
We're talking about finals. We're talking about finals.
I'm talking about final. I'm talking about an actual trophy. Not just hey, we got the best in our area. I want them to be the best of the best. And if we can be the best of the best in the US Open Cup, that's a realistic goal to see. Now, you're talking about expectations versus goals. I expect us to at least make semifinals in that. But the realistic goal and the realistic chance that we have is to be able to make that a reality. Now, as far as unrealistic, you want to talk unrealistic expectations? You want to talk about unrealistic goals?
Yeah,
unrealistic goals is to make it past the play-in rounds of and have a home berth playoff game.
That's unrealistic.
That's more unrealistic than it is for us to win.
Than winning the Open Cup.
The Open Cup.
I'm telling you, that's my thoughts, man. Hey, you want hot takes? That's where I'm at.
You're right. I was the one that asked. Yeah,
in this thing.
You said unrealistic goals. You didn't say expectations,
brother.
Hey, this is just
that was thoroughly entertaining. I'm just gonna call it. That was thoroughly entertaining.
Hey, again, you're talking about goals, not expectations. Expectations are going to be a little bit lower, but goals are going to be what we go for.
Okay.
Attainable
you guys
goals.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Heard it here first. Voice of the fans. Yo, Austin, tell me what you got, man. Give me something more realistic than that.
Realistic goal. I think we need to define what that word means on this.
Goal versus
realistic goal.
Have you heard of SMART goals, Logan?
Yeah. So realistic. Hold on. Here. Realistic goals is getting back to the playoffs. We were second to last in the East this past season. We made the playoffs the last 4 years prior to that. We talked about how upset we were with Gary Smith talking about that as a goal when we had done it year after year after year. Now we didn't do it, guys, and we looked bad last season.
Yeah.
Goal is to get back to playoff and get back to being a contender. That is a realistic goal. We talked about the goal scoring that we want to see. We talked about not being in Leagues Cup again. Yes, we're going to be an Open Cup, but Open Cup, I've voiced my opinions on here about it. I would rather see us make that playoff push in the MLS, playing against the guys like Messi. I mean, look at last season. Miami made it to or won the Supporter Shield, had the best record. And then what happened when they made it to the first round of the playoffs? Anything can happen in the playoffs. We have to make that playoff push to actually make a run, make something happen. We could be one of those Cinderella story teams. I want to see us get back to playoffs. That is my realistic goal.
That's a realistic goal. that's realistic. Thank you, Austin.
Then what's your unrealistic goal?
Yeah, get a little crazy for us, all right?
Unrealistic goal is Hani Mukhtar getting another MVP season.
Holy crap.
I would love to see that happen. I want to see Hani get back to playing that kind of football. I want to see him contending with the guys like Lionel Messi. I want to see him actually setting up, because not only the goals that we saw 23 goals from him. I mean, that's almost half of the goals that BJ is wanting to see from our team this year. If we can get those kind of goals from him, also, however many assists he had that season as well, setting up goals. I want to see that kind of play. And if we can get a player who is competing for MLS MVP, then I think that sets us up in a real good position for a realistic goal. I don't think that Hani is going to be an MVP with some of the players who are in the league now. However, that's an unrealistic goal if we can get him playing back into that form of football.
Here's a question for both of y'all.
Hold on, Tunji.
What?
I've got something that I think is semi-realistic based off what we've seen. I'm gonna say it's an unrealistic goal. Sam Surge gets a golden boot this year.
Ooh,
that's unrealistic, but
it's not impossible.
In the realm
it's
of
not impossible.
No, it's not like super I'm like, it would be an extremely pleasant surprise, but I'm like, I feel like he could do his thing. Question real quick, and then I'm gonna give y'all my realistic and unrealistic.
All right.
Do you guys think that Hani is close to that age where he won't be able to produce and close? Let's not even say MVP, like close to MVP. 20 plus goals. 20 plus goals. 19.
I don't think that he is.
I think he could do 19 plus goals this or 20 plus goals this season.
Yes, I do.
Logan?
And yes, I'll explain later. But yes.
Okay. I don't think
we'll get into it. You don't think he can? Okay, we'll get into it. All right. Here's my realistic and unrealistic goals. And I'm going to give you guys some real hard truths here. So be ready. Realistic goal this year. take back the Southern Championship belt from those Charlotte FC.
Let's do it.
Charlatans. Those charlatans. They don't know what they're doing. I need my belt back, bro. All right? Look, let's keep it real. There's a lot of competition in the Southern Championship right now. There's a lot of competition. Mickey's back in Atlanta.
There's a lot of good moves.
He's being joined by Emmanuel Latelaf, who was apparently they just broke a record by bringing this guy over from Middlesbrough of all places.
Charlotte's made solid moves. Money. DC has been insane this year.
Well, DC has
as far as making the
Charlotte, actually, DC has been picking up. They have been making some moves.
DC is
Charlotte
also
brought in Wilfred Zaha and Patrick Ajiman. Like, are you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so, but wait a minute. I think with what Nashville's done, these new tactics that BJ's bringing in, the new mentality, the new roster, we can realistically have a chance to reestablish ourselves because they don't know what to expect. I think the last 3 years, they knew what to expect with us, and though they couldn't stop us 2 years in a row, last year everyone caught up because they got better coaches, they got better players. This year now we've got hopefully a better coach, and we definitely have better players. Okay, unrealistic. Logan, you're gonna like this one.
All right, go for it.
Win the Open Cup. That was my unrealistic goal going in.
You think it's unrealistic? I think that we have a real chance of it, and that's something just because of what I'm seeing with who else we're playing against. Like other MLS teams have made it. And also, I want you to also think about this. This last year, who made the finals in the Open Cup?
LAFC and Sporting Kansas City.
Sporting Kansas City had one of the worst seasons they've had since they became Sporting KC. They had one of the worst seasons they've had since then.
They've had some really bad seasons.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Since they became Sporting KC, I'm not talking about Wizards. I'm not talking about beforehand. I'm talking about since they became a team, this has been one of the worst seasons they've played, and they still made the Open Cup finals. It is not impossible. It's a 1v1, one game at a time, playing that in. And like I said, if we can rest players the week before going into it, we can still play our regular league and we can still make the playoffs. The difference would be making
players. I think if
you're going for the entirety of the tournament and you're talking about resting players the game before, you're resting players for half of your MLS season. If that,
I'm saying, if your goal is to win the Open Cup this year, if that's what all you want to take out of this year, I think Nashville could maybe make it to
I think that's the best
they can make it to the deeper
silverware.
rounds. They can make it to the deeper rounds if that's their goal. If they want, that's why I called it unrealistic, because I was like, I don't know. We don't know what their goals are. I think their stated goals, BJ stated goal, 50 goals, 50 goals in the net, and back to playoffs. That's his stated goal. They've said nothing about Open Cup, but to me, the Open Cup is like it's a constant, like the way that they've restructured it. It's a consolation prize now for teams who weren't good enough to make it to the Leagues Cup or to make it to the Champions Cups. Now there are some teams that are playing in the Leagues Cup and in Open Cup because that's just where they fall. But the way that they structured it now, it almost feels like a consolation prize. But that being said, it still gives your season meaning to know you can win one of the oldest, that's one of the oldest tournaments in the world. Like I wouldn't be mad at an Open Cup. I wouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I contradict myself real quick?
Go ahead.
Because I just thought about what also you get if you win the Open Cup. You get another chance at CONCACAF.
Austin having a positive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's still with the way that they've restructured everything recently. And sorry guys, if you're listening, we have not talked about the Open Cup much. Maybe we'll talk about it later in another episode, but just look it up. They've restructured it to where now not everyone competes in Leagues Cup, and if you don't compete in Leagues Cup, then you're competing in Open Cup. So it's still trying to give a little bit more. They're trying to undo the damage that they've done to the U.S. soccer pyramid, essentially. I like it. I think it's going to take us a while because, and even in England, bro, like not everyone's gunning for the FA Cup. Not everyone's gunning for the Carabao Cup. These aren't the team. These aren't the cups that the high level teams are like putting all their effort into. But when that's all you got, that's all you got.
Manchester United last year. That's all they could get. That's all they had.
And then they fired their coach. Yep. So, Anyways,
now they have,
man,
now they have
getting
Drew.
there is going to be tough. Getting to the final stage of Open Cup, getting back to the playoffs is going to be tough. BJ's laid out a plan. It includes 50 goals. We're going to talk about how we get there next.
Are you tired of neck or back pain? Maybe it's shoulder pain or headaches get in the way of your busy life. Well, Christ Chiropractic is right here in Franklin, Tennessee, and they've been helping families and professionals live their best life for over 25 years. They specialize in spinal decompression therapy and chiropractic adjustments that are there to tackle the pain and get down to the root cause without drugs, without surgery. So whether it's stress from work or chasing your kids around, they have got you covered. Visit ChristChiropractic.com. That's CRIST chiropractic.com to schedule your appointment and take the first step toward living a pain-free life.
It is road to 50 goals. As we've stated before, if you've seen on Nashville's very own YouTube, on their Instagram, everything, BJ Callaghan has stated that he wants 50 goals to be a consistent playoff team out of us. So the goal is to get to 50 goals. Now, with that being said, we've seen 6 so far in preseason, but that is also 6 in 3 games. Guys, do y'all feel like this is attainable? Yes or no, real fast, Tunji?
Yes, I never thought it was a high tally of goals. Then I looked at our scoring rate over the last couple years and how many goals we were actually putting in the back of net, and I was like, oh, I see why he set this seemingly low number.
Well, again, he said to be a consistent playoff team. 9 teams get into the playoffs from the East. It's very simple to get in. All you got to do is be better than 50% of the rest of them. So, Austin.
Yeah, got to be in that top half, man.
Yes or no, Austin?
Yes, it's attainable. I don't know if it's necessary like BJ Callaghan talked about, but yes, it's attainable. Nashville SC has never touched 50, and they made the playoffs 4 out of their 5 years.
I agree. And that is something that's big. With that being the case, we got to look at our goal scorers and who do we lean on for it. Now, in our most recent playoff game, we played against Lexington. They are a USL team. We know a USL is a lower tier in the American soccer realm than MLS, and it will probably stay that way forever because nobody looks like they're going to relegation anytime soon. So we know that can't really give us an idea of everything that we're doing, but what can give us an idea of what we're doing is Sam Surge. Sam Surge scored all 3 goals. He scored a hat trick, and all within 42 minutes, guys. It was awesome to watch. He scored 42 minutes, scored 3 goals. So we want to make sure that we look at who our goal scorers are, and Super Sam is top contender right now. I mean, Austin, like, tell me, give me this idea. If you are going to put your eggs in the basket, are you going Hani or are you going Sam?
I'm going Hani Mukhtar, and this is nothing against Sam Surge. I think that he can become a better goal scorer. I think that he showed it later in the season. I mean, he had a couple hat tricks, and so I think that you are seeing more goal scoring from Sam. Hani, though, is more consistent. Now, take last year, I think there was all the changes. I know that there was a little bit of injury early in the season. He may have carried that later. Also, just the identity wasn't there. We didn't know who we were as a team for Nashville. So Hani Mukhtar, though, is the more consistent goal scorer. If you look at Sam Surge's goal scoring, it comes in bunches. He's got a hat trick here, a hat trick there, a brace here, and then he goes like 8 or 9 games without a goal. And so you want to see more consistency when you're seeing somebody who's going to carry the team to 50. So I don't know if Sam Surge is that person yet. I hope that I see more consistency from him this year. Maybe some of the roles that BJ is doing is going to give us more of that. But I think that Hani right now is still the person to get us over the hump and be the goal scorer for the team.
Well, you say that if you can see more consistency, Adam, something that was said, and you talked about BJ's roles that he's setting up for everybody too. Something that Sam Surge said recently is that if we play in the positions that we need to be in, I'm going to be there and I'm going to show up. So Tunji, talk to me a little bit more about what you think will come. And again, I already stated, I think he could get the golden boot this year. Mm-hmm. What do you see out of Sam Surge that's coming forward?
Well, in terms of getting to Sam Surge being, I think that, yes, I've written about this. I think that, yes, Hani is going to be one of the key to getting the 50 goals. But Sam Surge is going to be like, that backup key. Yeah. He's that backup key. He's the lock, I mean? He needs the padlock.
He's the lock.
You gotta get that off first. We need to make sure that Sam Surge is part of it. Like, yeah, he was the leading scorer last year, but for me, much like Austin, bro, like at times, man, he just felt like more of like a vanishing man than a Superman. You know how we do the super. There was like, yes. Towards the end, he was more consistent and he came on. Yes, when the season was kind of lost. Yes, in the beginning he got injured and he didn't have a full season. So yeah, we can I can look at all these excuses, but all I'm gonna say is this year, yeah, Sam Surge can have a massive year if he stays healthy and if he stays hungry. Hungry coyote mode is what Sam Surge needs to be on because he's got everything's laid out for him this year, bro. We spent that money. You're the DP, bro. You're the DP. Show me you're the DP, man. You got guys like Acosta, Yazbek, and Tagsef making runs, opening up the defense for you. Precise passing from all three of those guys. I think Sam Surge can get 25 of those 50 goals we're talking about. Hani can drop another 10 assists on top of that.
Easily. And honestly, that's one of the big things that I saw this last week is how things are progressing from the back to the front. They're moving the ball in. In fact, Andy Najar running towards the middle, then putting it back out. Tagseth on that right side, guys, was something special to watch. He reminds me, if you actually look at him, he reminds me and runs around much like how Dax McCarty would, where he has that kind of physicality, that almost like running back look to him, but with Schaffelberg's hair. And it really is great, like to see him making those runs. But something that was great to watch from both Tagseth, from Andy, is how well they linked up in a great triangle position and a good consistent triangle movement with Hani Mukhtar. Hani was able to open up those goals. And yes, we scored 2 of them off of the set piece, but Hani was able to open up that goal scoring lane for Wheel had a shot, for Tagseth to put one like towards them, to actually make a run for Hani to even get himself into a good position. Guys, it's great how well he is opening up, but something we also said last year was that he's going to open these things up for other goal scorers. So with that being the case, outside of Sam, we know he's going to score. Outside of Hani, we know he's going to score. Who is your surprise third place goal scorer for the team? Austin.
Tyler Boyd. If he can get healthy and stay healthy. He had 2 goals in 21 games last season. It's not the most goals per game. However, he wasn't playing in his true position, I don't feel like, for those 21 games. And like I said, he was injured before we got BJ Callaghan. Before we even had Roomba, I think he got injured, or at least barely into Roomba Mentale's coaching tenure.
I think he played under Roomba.
Yeah, but not much. And so when he got in, because he also scored against Mocha FC in the DR, correct? Is that correct, Tunji? I think he scored that goal.
There. Yeah, Tyler Boyd scored. Yeah, he scored one.
So he scored 3 goals, in all competitions last season. Our third leading goal scorer in Alex Moyle scored 5. And he played all of the games last year. And so Tyler Boyd's goals per game were better than our third leading goal scorer, I believe. If I go back and look at it. However, I think that he is somebody who can thrive and flourish under BJ Callaghan's coaching and the style that he is saying and we're seeing in preseason that Nashville SC is going to play.
All right, Tunji, same question, man. Who's your surprise goal scorer in the third position?
I'm so glad you asked.
Is it going to be who I think it's going to be?
And you know who the answer is.
We do.
The chaos god, Alex Wheel.
It's wheel time.
That's who it's going to be. Look, man. I kept quiet. I stayed humble. All right, stay humble. I stayed humble last year. I didn't rub it in y'all's faces when Alex Wheel became our third leading goal scorer, but I could have. I'm going to do that now. Alex Wheel,
go for it.
Is a man amongst boys. Alex Wheel is in the trenches. All right, he's in the trenches, bows and toes, ready to make sure that like you give him the opportunity, and he's gonna catch lightning in the bottle, baby. He's gonna catch lightning in the bottle. I'm telling you right now, Alex Wheel is the X factor for Nashville SC.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe 4 out of his 5 goals came when BJ Callaghan came around. So
that is very true.
That is why I'm super excited. I'm telling you, the whole season.
Question to the listeners, guys, comment if you think that BJ Callaghan is the Alex Wheel whisperer.
He is.
I mean, I'll be honest. It wasn't until BJ came through that I started believing in Alex. So.
Yeah, because you're a hater. You're a hater, and you're short visioned.
I'm seeing what I see on the pitch, man. I can only see what I can see.
Don't believe your eyes. Believe me.
Hey, I'll believe and trust the process. Now, I'm not gonna lie, but so with us taking a more attack, minded approach to this, again, we have to be attack minded. We have to push forward. We have to work the ball through the middle. We have to open up chances. Who do you feel like we need to take a step back from when it comes to putting the ball in their hands in that final third?
Oh, don't tell me you're.
I know. Hey,
feels like
if we're going to talk about where we're going, if we're going to put it where we're going, we got to take away who we're going from.
I'm going to plead the fifth if it comes to me.
Teal Bunbury, I'll say it. Take away Teal Bunbury.
I mean, we got it.
He scored 11 goals in 75 matches with Nashville SC, and he is one of our top 2 strikers every single year. So if he's a top 2 striker every single year and he's only scored 11 goals in 3 or 4 seasons that he's been with Nashville, that's not good enough to be a striker. Nothing against Teal. I like the guy. I think he's a nice guy. However, if we're talking goal scoring, I mean, Teal Bunbury scored 3 goals as a striker last year. 2 of them came off of PKs.
He stopped scoring for us. Well, I guess never started scoring for us. The fans are not giving him his due respect. All right, he's an old man and he deserves respect. And
look, when
the way that y'all treated him last year,
struggling 2 years ago, Teal Bunbury wasn't good enough to give us a relief in striker. If Sam Surridge can't be the guy like we all hope and think he can be, who's going to take that relief from him? We just shipped Wubens Pasillas off because the team didn't know what they had in him.
Insane.
So who's going to be that guy? It can't be Teal Bunbury, and I think that we need to look for something different.
Who's backing up? Who's backing up Hani, Sir? Who's backing up the guys up top? Is it Teal? Who else we got?
It's Teal, Boyd.
No, I'm talking about coming off the bench. Because Teal, I'm assuming Teal would come off the bench or be that.
Boyd's
guy
gonna.
You could have Yazbek off the bench. You could have, it depends on
Yazbek. I think starts over Boyd. I think Yazbek starts. I think it's going to be Gaston. Brugman coming off.
Yeah, you've got Brugman, you've got Acosta.
Acosta is going to come off.
I'm trying to figure out how far down the depth chart, because like last year he was the first option whenever we were on like those short weeks or needed to.
When it comes to a striker,
I mean, you got Sipich is the only other true number. That's the only true number 9 that we have is Sipich.
Who hasn't
played a match with Nashville SC.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't necessarily. I don't want to completely agree with you, Austin, and you, Logan. But I remember there was a time in the last couple games last season. I can't remember which game it was, but Teal was wide open in front of the net, and he made one of the worst attempts at kicking the ball that I've ever seen.
He doesn't have a finish in the box.
Yeah. I don't know if it was just a bad tee up, but it's like, bro, like you're just not scoring enough to make those types of misses, bro.
Yep.
Like you gotta bury those. So I think, yeah, with age, with age only, I think, yeah, Teal's got to take a step back, and we have to find. But I don't. Do you guys think he provides anything else?
We found it in Wubens Pacius.
We did find it
last season.
No, you just immediately say no, Logan. What?
So here's what
did you even hear my question?
Here's what I'll say. And just because again we've got to move forward, but when it comes to
from
who
this
we need
hate,
to take,
we should.
I mean, again, I like the Turtle Man. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but here's what I'll say. I was referring to Austin when I was saying no. But anyways, when it comes to who we have to take the ball away from, when it comes to relying on them, when it comes to goal scoring, we've got to take it away from the defensive side. So we can't have any reliance on Zimmerman in the box when it comes to our goal scoring. We should not have to rely on him for corners. We have Sam Surridge, who clearly just showed us that we can score in the corner with him. We can't rely on Jack Mayer. We can't rely on Lovitz in these set pieces, in these things. As much as I love Taylor Washington, he only has one goal for us. We cannot rely on that man for our goal scorers. And then honestly, hot take, we're not going to be able to rely on Schaffelberg for goal scoring.
We
will not be able to rely on him for goal scoring.
Never have, actually.
I think he could be a dark horse.
I never have relied on him.
He's going to be an amazing man for assists. He's going to continue to run down the left side and kick a ball to the middle. But I don't think we can rely on him as a goal scorer. It's got to be.
He's got to show. He's got to show me what he showed us in Canada.
He's got to show me what I'm saying. I think that he could be a dark horse because of what he could bring, what he brought to the national stage.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's a lot when it comes to our road to 50. I think there's a lot that we have to think about. If you are listening, comment down below, guys. Tell us what you think. Who is going to be your goal scorer? Who's going to be the guy that you are relying on? Who's going to be your underdog, your dark horse? Just like Austin was talking about, our surprise third. But we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a little bit of a rapid fire question round. What's up, Mixtape family? The new season's around the corner. In fact, it's already here. And you know it's time to turn it up. Tailgates, away match days, the whole shebang.
And here's the play. Our official watch party spot this season is going to be Lucky's 3-star bar. That's 3 stars out of 5. And it's just a short walk from Geodis Park on 4th Ave.
Nah, man, I'm giving them 5 stars out of 5 because Lucky's is where it is at. The pregame is strong, catching every single minute of the action, watching our Nashville SC boys get the dub with the dopest supporter group in all of Nashville.
And you already know you can still get lit with me at Lucky's. Cold drinks, glizzy, screens everywhere. The vibe is undefeated.
So roll up with your squad. In fact, you're part of our squad. Come to Lucky's 3-star bar. It's our new away match day headquarters. Let's make this season legendary.
Big energy all season long. Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to Mixtape 615 podcast. We are ready. We're going to be hitting some rapid fire questions. This is the best of the rest. You heard us talk about unrealistic goals, realistic goals. Heard us talk about road to 50. We're going to talk about everything else we want to talk about in this fun rapid fire session. I'm going to be kicking it off with a couple questions to these boys, and we will go from there. Hit us up in the comments if you want to answer any of these questions as well with us. So, guys,
ask a question in the comments.
As of this morning, the jersey pre-sales went open, and we still haven't seen an official. We saw a leak of the jersey. We still haven't seen an official jersey. So, Tunji, your thoughts on the leak and what you think the official jersey might be?
Trash. still trash. Like I think they're slightly better than last year's, but I still hate them. I feel like I'm just copping a train. Like we used
they
to
look
be
like 2000. Yeah, they look like 2009
Nashville
Michigan.
jersey used to be respect. I used to be able to walk down the street and people would look at me and they would tip the hat, and you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make sense to me why we don't have, like, why Adidas is like sparing their designers when it comes to Nashville. Like, yes, we're maybe a smaller market. We might not even be mid-market. We might be small market. It doesn't make
Hani
sense.
Mukhtar and Walker Zimmerman were two of the top selling jerseys. You would think they would
in
actually.
The Man in Black kit, right?
Too.
In the Man in Black kit. We've shown consistently, well, maybe not consistently, but we have shown that, like, yo, if you make a good jersey for us, people will buy it. We will pull out Scrooge McDuck levels of cash and start spending. Make Nashville SC kits creative again. That's my take.
All right, Logan, your thoughts on the leak, and then are you? I want to know, are you going to buy one this year?
No. That's very simple. Unless somehow or another I get an awesome relationship like I did with Brent Coleman from last year and get one from the Game Worn guy. But here's what I'll say, man. There's a difference between simple and boring. Johnny Cash, it was simple. It was elegant. It was perfect. It spoke to what it should be. Our original home jersey, it was simple. It was elegant. It needed to be.
It was great.
This is boring. It looks like the Denver Broncos and Michigan from 2009 had a baby, but it was the worst of both parents. It really is. It's the worst of both parents. I don't know what to look at.
Designer right now, just like sitting and listening to us, just being like, I tried.
No, he didn't. No, you didn't. Because here's the thing: the little the little like pointed tooth stripe, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That is on every single jersey. If that's the only piece of color that you're popping on there outside of the Adidas 3-stripe on the top, because that's apparently the only thing that we care about on our jersey that has any kind of pop of color, that's awful. Like we had the opportunity last year to make a great home jersey and we screwed the pooch on that. Now we're doing worse in this jersey.
Yeah, I think that it's a rough one. Give us your comments, what you think. I don't know if it's much better last year. The only saving grace of the jersey was some afterthought that I feel like it was an afterthought was the neighborhood patches that you could get, but that was the only saving grace of that one. This one, I don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, because the Man in Black was so iconic, and now we're switching to this away kit. Hopefully we keep the Man in Black maybe as a third kit. We'll see. Time will tell. Let us know what you think about the jerseys. But hey, guys, next rapid fire question. We'll start off with Logan this time. Thoughts on the midfield overhaul that we have seen in the preseason? I know that you got to witness them in person.
It's a breath of fresh air, and I love that they're moving the ball forward, especially on that right side. Instead of only going to the left and crossing in, we are actually working up and into the middle, not just going out and crossing in. We are working up and into the middle through them.
Yeah, absolutely. Any goal scorers you might see?
I think Tokseth is going to be. I think Tokseth is going to be a real good score for us this year.
All right, Tokseth, Tunji, your thoughts on the midfield overhaul?
I mean, I've said it before. I said it again. Midfield is a different person. It is a beast right now. Like, I don't know who this midfield is, but I like what I'm seeing, so I'm here for it. I underestimated Yazbek. I'll admit that right now. Like, he is a menace over there. Same thing with Tokseth. I also saw some good things or heard some good things about young Matthew Cochran. I think
he was on the second
right
team.
now.
Yeah.
I think is he signed or is he a trialist? I'm not sure.
I haven't seen him. Yeah, I haven't seen him signed yet.
I haven't seen any news, but BJ Callaghan said something about him doing like a risky sliding tackle in the game against. I was in New York being a baller, so I wasn't able to, I wasn't able to be there and see it. If you guys are wondering, I was again in New York being a baller, capital B. But
yeah, we had him and we had Chris Applewhite.
And
Chris Applewhite did well too. Yep.
Chris, I know he did. That's my boy. I'm telling y'all.
Homegrown
the midfield
players
is like you're going to see a different Nashville. I'm not gonna try and get everyone's hopes up, but me being the skeptical person that I am, you should be
Mr.
excited.
Negative over here.
At the very least, we're going to see some exciting soccer once again in the Music City.
Awesome. All right. Next question. What are your thoughts on who and what Schaffelberg can be and what he means to this team, Tunji?
I know that BJ said that he's got some roles. BJ said that he's had the best preseason and off season of any of the guys there in I think his recent press conference or his recent presser. Interesting. I know that people love Schaffelberg. I love him too, and I've seen what he can do for other teams. But when it comes to Nashville, again, what I mainly see is a guy who's really fast, but who always runs up the pitch on the side of the pitch and then kicks it to nobody, no man's land. So again, I wasn't at the preseason game. I've only gotten what people have said online. I think that, look, I'm more excited about the other guys than Schaffelberg. And even if Schaffelberg has a great year, it's because he's auditioning to go to the premiere. Or I guess the chair. You know what I mean? He's gonna be gone. I'm not buying his jersey. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, wow. You don't want to even have one like a remember when?
Don't need it. All right,
Logan, your thoughts on Schaffelberg, who and what he means to this team this season?
He means a lot more money coming in than what we have been paying him so far. He's gone in the summer window. That's I'm saying that now. He's gone in the summer window. I think he goes to Europe. Yeah, I think he goes to Europe. I think he I don't know if he goes to EPL, but I think
that might be too high.
He goes to Europe. I think he might go Bundesliga. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple teams that I'm seeing.
I wouldn't mind watching him.
There's a couple teams in Bundesliga that I think he could really fit well in. Austin, you're not gonna like it, but I think he could actually fit really well at Dortmund.
Dortmund. I figured you'd say it.
Hey, I'm serious. I think he really could. Based on what I'm seeing out of him. Yeah. But yeah, I think he's gone in the summer window. I think it means more money coming to us, and we could make a really good signing in the summer or at the end of the year.
All right, last one, guys.
The same.
Last one. Who, I know we kind of talked about where we think Road to 50 could be, but I want us to make statements here before the season starts. We only have one more preseason game. Who will be Nashville SC's top goal scorer? Logan.
It's going to be the man. He's going to be taking off his tie. He's going to be removing the glasses. It's going to be Super Sam. It's going to be Super Sam. Wow. He's going to be the Golden Boot winner of 2025. Wow. I'm saying it now.
Hey,
he keeps on the track that he's got.
This clip back. If it happens, Tunji, we're rolling this clip back.
Yeah,
I'm calling it now.
Everybody.
This is as of this recording. This is February 4th, 2025, 9:27 p.m. Central Standard Time.
And he gave him the Central Standard.
Man, he got the time.
In case you're listening from like Eastern or something, like
yeah. In case they're listening on the East, I'm saying right now, I'm calling it Sam Surge Golden Boot winner for 2025.
Wow. All right, Sunji, who you think?
Bro, I'm going with the man in black, bro. Hani Mukhtar, man.
Ooh,
it's got to be Hani,
there
man.
We go.
It's got to be Hani, bro. This is your team. Take control, bro. Like we've given you everything you need. I remember a while ago when I said that Hani was playing at a level above the people around him. He was moving at light speed, and they just couldn't keep up. I think these guys can keep up. I think these guys they have the IQ that is needed to play with a caliber of Hani style. And this year, I said it. I wrote this in the blog that if you guys haven't seen, like, go to our website. We have an active blog there. like it's just us spitting gibberish, but it's entertaining gibberish.
It's there. It's there.
I said it though. I said, Hani, like these people, what they're doing, Nashville SC, what the team is doing right now is gearing us up for sneaky Hani Mukhtar goals. And after a second, he's gonna be scoring these like here, one here, two there, like, you know, real sneaky chip in here. At the midway through the season, we're gonna be like, yo, is Hani in the running for Golden Boot right now?
Ooh,
we might be seeing that.
So we got two Golden Boot contenders apparently, and I'm here for it. I know I said last one, but you brought up another question that I thought of. Does the new squad elevate Hani's game, or does Hani elevate their game? Tunji.
The new squad elevates Hani's game.
Okay.
I'm saying, right. I think that you've brought in guys like Tagsef who are coming from similar to where Hani played, grew up playing, and you know what I mean. Like he's coming from that from that side of the soccer world.
Yeah,
Scandinavian and all of that. Where did Hani play? He didn't play in the Eredivisie or whatever, right? He played in where did he play?
I mean, he played in the Scandinavian league, just like Yazbek, just like Tagseth.
Yeah, they were in Norway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, so
Scandinavian league.
Now they're finding people who at the very least have played in a league before, before coming to the MLS, that is similar to what Hani was used to, where he made a name for himself, or at least started to make a way for himself. So in my mind, I'm like, well, the onus is on you now, brother. I think I see what they can do. I'm looking at you. How are you going to take it to the next level and again own your team, bro? This is your team, Hani.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think in the comments. If we made any mistakes, we apologize. You know, you can just ignore those. But guys, we're gonna wrap another episode of the Mixtape 615. Hey, thank you all for listening and sticking with us. We couldn't do it without you. We are trying to be the voice for you guys. So please hit us up in the comments. Let us know any kind of topics you wanted us to discuss. Let us know anything that we got right, anything we got wrong. Let us know your thoughts. We want to give you guys shout outs as well. Special shout out to our ace producer, though, Doug Branson. Yep. He is the real MVP of this podcast. He is keeping us going. I say it every week because he deserves it every week. Guys, don't forget, stay connected. Hit us up at mixtape615.com and on all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, all of that good stuff. You can hit us up at mixtape615. And for all of our video content, you can find us at mixtape615pod on YouTube. And hey, Tunji, real quick, before I completely wrap us, let's let these people know about Lucky's, what we've got coming up.
Over at Lucky's 3-Star Bar, before the season starts, we are going to be having a preseason ending, season opening kickoff extravaganza. So more details. It's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have drinks, pizza, glizzies. I'm also gonna try and get some EAFC, some of that FIFA in there on the PlayStation 5.
There we go.
If you guys are looking for that butt whooping, I'm handing them out. I'm taking names.
We'll see.
Hey,
well, guys,
watch our events calendar on our website,
Austin,
and then follow our social medias, and you will know the date. We're gonna have the date locked down very soon.
And Tunji, I know we're excited to celebrate the season opening on your birthday, but we do need to make sure that everyone in this room feels appreciated. Austin, happy belated 34th birthday. Happy belated 34th, January 28th. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Well, guys, on that note, keep it real. Keep it vibing, guys. Until next episode, Mixtape 615 is signing off.